sound like just a bunch of wind noise. But I'm on the upper dells of the Wisconsin River on Dells Boat Tours. And let me turn the camera around so you can see what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, it's a little cloudy. It started out sunny and then it got cloudy. But I did a jet boat tour in this same area yesterday, and it was sunny. So when we show the actual video of Wisconsin Dells, you're going to see this area nice, sunny, and it makes a big difference. So let me turn the camera back around. Got some photos.
Did you give anything? Just let me know. I'll be back to the boat. Questions over here?
No, sounds good.
Any questions, guys? Questions over here?
Leonardo DiCaprio is our MC on this boat. You saw that. See any ducks yet? Well, I don't think so, but I did yesterday. I got plenty of ducks on the drone, and I rode the ducks. Rode the Army ducks. So just to explain, you kind of have two boat tour companies in Wisconsin Dells. You got this, which is Dells Boat Tours, and then you also got what Army Ducks is. And I'm going to feature both of them on the video. Both of them have jet boats, and we're going to do both jet boats. I did the Army Ducks jet boat yesterday, which was called Wild Thing, and I damaged my phone, so I had to buy this a new phone I'm using. Also damaged my camera, so I got to run to Madison. Let me hold it. Yeah, so I got to run to Madison and see if I can buy a new camera. But the jet boats are like the Army Ducks jet boat is called Wild Thing, and that's an appropriate name because it is pretty wild. I mean, you not only get a little wet, you get totally drenched. So I'm going to try to turn this gimbal. Yes, so as I was explaining, there's basically two boat companies. I'm blocking the camera here, but and both of them have jet boats. Now the Army Duck boats also has a zip lining, which I'm going to do Tuesday. I did another zip lining this morning, Wilderness Resort, which that's also going to be on the video because Wilderness Resort is one of the resorts we're showing. A live video from Great Wolf on Friday, but I'm filming for the next 3 days. I'm kind of filming off and on at Wilderness Resort. Great Wolf Resort is more for kids 2 to 12, where Wilderness Resort has got a lot more for adults and older kids. And then also going to show Kalahari. I don't know if I'm going to show much of the resort at Kalahari, but I am going to show the water park. This is the Wisconsin River. All right, here. Say hi, Bella. Yeah, she's enjoying this because it's kind of cool. I often put Bella through the ringer with hot boat rides and bumpy boat rides. I've even brought Bella on a jet boat, not these jet boats here, because the jet boats here are really wild. But you get totally drenched, so you don't want to bring dogs on the jet boats here. But anyways, both these companies also have duck boats. The duck boats that's related to this boat, which is Dells Boat Tours, is called Wisconsin Ducks. They advertise themselves as the original duck boat. And then yesterday we did the Army Duck boat, and then Army duck boat. You really got three things you can do. You can do speedboat and the zip lining. So you can buy a package that includes all three. So and we're going to do all three with them. On Friday, we did Bellows Circus, and the owner came up to me and got to talking with them. Well, get this. The owner of Bellows Circus right now was the guy who created Hatfields and McCoys, as well as the Comedy Barn. He's the one that created those shows, and he sold them to Dolly Parton in 2019, and and she bought those shows, which we filmed in our Pigeon Forge video, and then he had to sign a non-compete for that, so he ended up coming up here and starting a show here called Bellows Circus Extreme, and so the theater here is an exact replica of the Hatfields and McCoys theater in Pigeon Forge. In fact, when he was running the Hatfields and McCoys show, he sold the plans to somebody, not knowing really who it was and what they were going to do with it, but he sold the plans to the current owner of the theater that's up here, not knowing that later he would buy that theater and put his own show. But his name's David Fee, and he's the one that created Hatfields and McCoys. So talking about, we're going to do a tour from Milwaukee, and I'm going to try to go live there. That's going to be Friday at 4 p.m. is the tour, but we'll probably go live like an hour and a half into the tour. So mark that on your calendars. Friday, probably around 5:30 our time, which will be 6:30 Eastern time. I'm going to go live from Milwaukee Line Cruises, who have pumped us a tour in Milwaukee. So here comes a boat, just like the boat that we are on. Again, this is Dells Boat Tours, the Upper Dells. You can do the Upper Dells or you can do the Lower Dells. We're on the Upper Dells. Yeah, so let me explain the difference between the Upper Dells and the Lower Dells. The Upper Dells are kind of the one that you want to do because it makes two stops. In fact, the thumbnail that you see, that was one of the stops. You go through this gorge area, and then it makes a second stop into this area where you got these two tall platform, cliff-shaped type platforms. There's a famous painting by H.H. Bennett where he had his son jump across those two cliffs. Well, that's what kind of made Wisconsin Dells what it is today. The tourist attraction was basically from that picture. So this boat tour makes stops at both those places. It's a 2-hour boat tour, and so ideally what you probably want to do is you can do both the Upper and Lower Dells boat tour. If you want a little crazy experience, take the jet boat. So the jet boat you can take on the jet boat you can take either Lower or Upper Dells, I believe. So ideally buy 2 tickets, take this for the Upper Dells, and then take the jet boat for the Lower Dells. And this couple right here is from Panama City. Say hi, some Floridians.
How you doing?
Yeah, getting away from that brutal Florida heat this time of year. Duck tour. Oh, I thought maybe a duck was coming. Yeah, I did Army ducks. I'm not going to do Wisconsin ducks, although I'm going to show them by drone, and there's going to be lots of video of Wisconsin ducks. They're both comping me. Wisconsin ducks is part of the Florida boat tours, and they basically comp me 2 rides. So I'm doing this one, and then I'm going to do the jet boat on this one sometime this week when it's sunny. They also have a deer farm here, like the Smoky Mountain Deer Farm, where we did in the it was in the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge video. I did 3 videos. You know, you had one that was just Pigeon Forge, one that was just Gatlinburg. Then there was that nature video, and the Smoky Mountain Deer Farm was in that. Well, they have a Wisconsin deer farm that's kind of similar up here, and it's really good. Somebody's screaming over there. I guess somebody's drowning. Oh well. Yeah, you were there in April, and not a lot of visitors. Yeah. It's kind of cold here in April. Yeah, and it snowed. Yeah. That's the only downfall to this area. I mean, it's really a limited time. I mean, you're really talking Memorial Day through Labor Day. You know, because it gets cold, Minnesota, and do that. Or so the plan is. Oh, Ghost Boat. Yeah, you know.
As you guys are probably able to tell, we're coming back up on the downtown Wisconsin Dells, which does unfortunately mean our tour is coming pretty close to an end today. One more thing I'd like to point out to you guys, though, if you look dead ahead of the boat, you'll see a large railroad bridge. Now, back when that bridge was first built, it was actually built out of wood. However, with the trains hurtling down the tracks and sparks flying everywhere, it didn't take all that long for that bridge to burn down. So the engineers put their heads together and they decided, you know what? We're going to rebuild that bridge, but this time, we're going to build it out of wood once again. Believe it or not, once again, that bridge burnt right down into the river. Now they rebuilt it a third time, and this time they built it out of steel. And as we can all see dead ahead, the bridge is in fact still there. So that should do it for the jokes today, guys. I sure hope you enjoyed them, but if you didn't, all I can say is I don't know what you expected. Because coming to Wisconsin, of course the jokes are a little cheesy. Now, we hope you had a fantastic time today. Now, if you have any opinions in one way or the other, you're more than welcome to leave a review on your review site of choice. Now, if you had a great time, we're so glad to hear that. Just please remember, you're on board the Red Cloud with Seth and Jordan. If you didn't have a great time, we're so sorry to hear that. Would greatly appreciate your feedback. But in that case, please remember you're on board the Yellow Thunder with Murph and Graceland. Now, I'll be docking here in just a second. We're going to be docking in front of that large gray building. It says Dell's Boat Tours on it. You can't miss it. Now, there's going to be a set of stairs and some ramps to make our way up to the street level there. Of course, though, if you do require an elevator, just ask either me or the captain here, and we'd be more than happy to point that out for you guys. Now, if you did enjoy your trip, our company does allow us to accept tips and gratuities. Now, you see, we're paid similar to the service industry, so these do end up constituting the majority of our wage. So if you felt like we earned those today, those are always greatly appreciated. We'll split them 50-50 and collect those on the back of the boat on your way off. Now, once again, we'll be docking here in just a second, so please stay in your seats. We'll let you guys know when you can get up. And thanks again for coming. It seemed both me and Jordan here are locals to the area and couldn't think of a better way of spending our summers than floating out on the river all day with you guys and bragging about our scenery. So I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Thanks for coming, guys.
Kind of comes into port. It's how you get to it. You actually park across the street over there, kind of on the other side of the bridge, and then you walk across the street up the main road on Wisconsin Dells, downtown Wisconsin Dells, and then you walk down some steps into this area here right on the river. So I'm gonna go now to downtown and do some stuff, and then I gotta run to Madison to get a new camera.